It's been all quiet on the Western Front recently. It's AEW. Hasn't been on TV for well, not over a week, about a week, since Dynamite. Of course, they combined Dynamite and Rampage, and there was no AEW action on Saturday with Collision because of WWE Backlash. And we buried Backlash, and we received Backlash for it. But we're back, alright? WWE got pelters at the weekend. It's time to talk about AEW and Kenny. No, Kenny, I was about to say Kenny Kingston. Eddie Kingston. That jabroni. That fat guy. That guy that delivers the worst chops in the history of professional wrestling is apparently going to be addressing his enemies on Instagram. Well, not on Instagram, on Dynamite. And he did this via Instagram. Of course, just to give a bit of backstory, you're probably wondering why the hell is Kendrick Lamar even on this? Why is Kendrick Lamar on this AEW? No, he's not appearing, right? Obviously, Kendrick Lamar and Drake are in a bit of beef. I don't care for either of them, right? I'm not going to pretend I do. I don't even know really what it's about. So, if somebody knows, you can enlighten me. But I can guarantee you, I don't give a freaking damn about their beef. But obviously, they're a wee bit more popular than AEW. They're a hell of a lot more popular than Eddie Kingston, that's for sure. And he simply put this up and said, ha 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 ha, in a wee Seth Rollins impersonation. So Eddie Kingston thinks he's brilliant, thinks he's going to address his enemies. Who are his enemies? What is he going to address? Claudio Castagnoli? I mean, see this Eddie Kingston guy? He's 42. 42 years of age. And he's just a big, fat sack of shite. Do not understand the entire gimmick. I mean, Eddie Kingston debuted it, right, on the 12th of October 2002. And here he is in AEW walking around with 3 belts. He's going to address his enemies. He comes out, man, with egg on his wife beater. And the guy thinks he's The Rock, man. He says he doesn't care about CM Punk, proceeds to have mental breakdowns over it, saying, fucking Punk, it doesn't fucking matter, it doesn't bother me. Fucking, I mean, come on. See, when this guy had that match in AEW, well, he didn't have the match, he came out during it, with the exploding barbed wire death thing, and this guy came out and pretended that he died from it, and Moxley just got up and no-sold it. That's some of the worst shit I've ever seen in my life. And ever since that day, I mean, I didn't like Kingston before it, right? But ever since then, that has like cemented the fact that this guy is just awful. This guy is absolute mince, and I don't want anybody to even try and spin it, man. I don't, because it's unacceptable, is what it is. It really freaking is, man. You can't spin this any other way, man. See that AEW thing with that ring? Kingston should have been fired for that on the spot. See if that happened in WWE, I genuinely think he would have been, because like how does something like that even happen? And then he's coming out and doing this. His promos are shit. His wrestling is shit. The Eddie Kingston chop thing that he does is that is probably the only thing that's honestly worse than that barbed wire death exploding match, whatever. Because what is that? Can someone actually enlighten me what that is? Like he gets like Claudio in the corner and he's tapping him, and before anybody goes, we're AEW fanboys. Tamil Tonga does that in New Japan. Yeah, and see that I've seen clips of Tamil Tonga doing those chops in New Japan. Why is he in WWE? Now, obviously, just because he did it in Japan doesn't mean he's going to do it here. But Triple H seems to like to keep people the way they were, and these wee jobber indie feds. Yeah, and that's what New Japan is, folks. A jobber indie fed. And that's all it will ever be. And the fact that Eddie Kingston has lost just 1 belt to Okada and the guy's still rocking about with 2 belts, man. Think about people in wrestling, right, that haven't held 2 belts at one time. And this Eddie Kingston guy had 3. Now, yeah, I'm hearing the people in the back say, well, you know what, Big Stevie, on Fog Wrestling, it doesn't necessarily matter because none of the belts mean a damn. No, of course they don't mean a damn, right? But at the end of the day, Eddie Kingston is a jobber. Who's he going to address? I just don't care. The guy can't work. He's a fat slob. When people come out, right, and like, oh, I want to be able to give anybody the faith that they can get into the wrestling business. See, like Eddie Kingston, he is the perfect anatomy of that, because he is a fat slob that can't wrestle, can't cut promos, He's old and decrepit, and he's still got a prominent role in a decent sized company in America that's on a good network. Work it out. It's no right. It shouldn't be happening. It's utter shite. Till next time. Peace.